Good afternoon. My name is Reginald Andre, and you are listening live to the Miami Business Leaders podcast. The Business Leaders was developed because there was a need for a safe and honest space for collaboration between C level and business owners. This is where we collaborate, share content, interview CEOs, owners, and leaders of successful Miami businesses. We will learn firsthand about their triumph and their struggles. And through this group, we will grow and become the best leaders in our organizations and how to create the success we have envisioned for now and in the future. Let's all rise to the challenge. Have you always dreamed about a career in technology and cybersecurity, but didn't know the next step? The demand for IT is growing rapidly. And today we have Charlene Poo of New Horizons, South Florida, to learn about how you can ignite your passion for technology and discover the growing field. You don't have to wait 4 years to start your future. If you have maybe young adult, or even a high school that's looking to go into the technology, you're going to want to listen to this podcast in full because Charlene is going to be giving us information on how you can get started on that. And with that said, welcome, Charlene.
Thank you so much for having me, Reginald. Pleasure to be here today.
Awesome. Yeah. So I always love talking about technology, and what's even better about technology is when you can help others. And when I heard about New Horizons and what you're doing for the community and your programs, I was like, we have to have you on because I know so much people where, like I mentioned, they may be in a state where they are in their 30s or 40s and they're like, you know what, I want to do a career change. Maybe I want to try to get something that can work from home. Or they have a young adult, 20, 21-year old, and they're still not sure of what they want to do. Or they have a high school junior or senior, and likewise, they're just trying to figure out what they're going to do for the summer. And I know you have some programs we're going to be talking about that. So this is why I thought this was a great and timely topic to bring to our mining business leaders. So again, thank you everyone for watching. And Charlene, tell us a little about yourself. You're new to our community. You joined our Miami Business Leaders Facebook group a few weeks ago. So tell us a little about you, and then of course about New Horizons.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Charlene Poe, I am the Vice President of Strategic Initiatives at New Horizons, South Florida. And I've always been involved in higher education, post secondary education, and personally believe that there are multiple pathways to achieving success in your career. Many of us were told, okay, when you graduate high school, you should go to college, get all the degrees that you can, and get into a career. Well, there are alternative pathways. Even if you have already started a career in another field, there is a place for you in technology. So that's my passion, to expose technology to as many people as possible so that they can see the opportunities that are there. And fortunately, I've been able to do that with New Horizons. New Horizons has been training folks in IT for the past 40 years and is a global corporation. And New Horizons South Florida, which provides training for the Miami Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach counties, has been in the area for 25 years. And we believe in giving back to the community. There is such a great demand for talent in the IT and technical space that no one company or organization can fill it. So we work and partner with organizations, schools, businesses, government agencies to ensure that people are aware of the opportunities that exist and provide them with access to those opportunities.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah. So let's talk about the technology field. We obviously know in a COVID world, everybody's using technology, and with the supply chain issues and the great resignation we always hear about, how is it happening with technology? Tell us some statistics as far as the demand and what employers are looking for and what they can find out there.
Yeah, so one of the things that was exacerbated with COVID and accelerated was the fact that you do need to have some understanding of technology, whether you work in technology or not. Many people were forced to create home offices. You had to set up a network in your home. You have to be able to access Teams or Zoom or other types of technology that allowed you to conduct meetings and collaborate in a virtual environment. So, what we're finding is technology has become the basis for which we do everything, for which we work, for which we play, the way we shop, the way we, consume entertainment. Technology underpins all of that. So even for any type of job, you do need to have some basic understanding of technology. And of course, as a result of that, um, that in itself increased the demand and the need for technologists to be able to support, office networks that have now been expanded into homes, to be able to support the needs of a workforce that is driven by technology. And recently, Miami has become a hub spot for technology and for that type of growth. Many companies are now moving their headquarters here. You see it on the news all the time, and they are going to be looking for talented folks who are able to fulfill these roles and help them to be successful.
Yeah. So, and even speaking with that, even with technology companies, as I speak with other IT companies and cybersecurity companies, the biggest issue that we all have is that we cannot find qualified people. I've heard instances where they're even having to go overseas, they're having to go out of state, wherever they can find them, because they just can't find the talented pool. Or what's happening, and like even in our case, is that we had a great employee and he was with us for about 9 months. And right about when COVID, when things were reopening, he got a call from one of these big companies that just parachuted in, and they put $20,000 on top of his salary. And it was like, I'm a small business, I can't compete with that. So there's definitely, I even heard there was a negative unemployment rate where there's more demand. So talk about that and what you're seeing when it regards to that.
Yes, yes, there is. We've all heard about the great resignation where employees do have the ability to choose. And you're absolutely right. Folks that I've spoken with as well have also indicated that many talented folks are, jumping from one organization to the next because of the demand. We are expecting to see in the next year or so significant increases in the number of technology jobs. I believe the net growth is expected to grow by 8.9 million for the entire US. And if we look at that locally, um, we are expected to see, you know, 23,000, 37,000 for IT services and customer software services jobs year over year growth. So it's a huge field that there's a lot of demand for. And the thing is, many people think that it's very difficult to get into technology. And a lot of times, folks have this conception of what technology is and what IT is, or working in cybersecurity. So I'm here to put an end to some of those misconceptions and some of those myths that it's really difficult. You can actually, in a matter of weeks, get into technology and be able to start a lucrative career that is rewarding and that allows you to, achieve that sense of personal satisfaction.
Yeah, definitely. So I guess we don't need to convince anybody. We have someone here, a Facebook user, that says we are in the age of technology. There's a very high demand. Thank you so much for commenting on that. And please, if you guys have any questions about what we're talking about or what you're seeing in your industry, this is the time to go ahead while we're live to put the comments there. We'll pause every once in a while to go and grab all the comments. So it's very clear that the demand is there. Employers need people. So, Charlene, I want to kind of break this up into three different segments because we talked about high school, we talked about young adult, and then we also talked about mid. I don't want to put an age to it, but if you're second career, right? So
Yes.
let's first start with the high schooler. So tell us about some of the programs that are happening, and it's for me, for example, I have a 15-year-old, and I posted the other day, and I was like, hey, it's not who you know, it's who knows you. My son needs a job. And a lot of people were like, oh, wait till he's 16, wait till he's 17. And I know you guys have a program. So talk about that, talk about the benefits. So if you have a high schooler or a niece or nephew or anything like that, and they are in high school, listen up because you're going to want to send this video and you want to share it and possibly apply. Go ahead, Charlene.
Yes, so we are very excited. Every year for the past 15 years, we have been providing a scholarship for high school juniors and seniors so that they can get into IT, and not just get into IT, but actually graduate with a certification under their belt. For the past few years, we have been offering the CompTIA A plus certification. This year, we have partnered with AWS, Amazon Web Services, to offer the Cloud Practitioner certification. This is absolutely free of charge. And again, it's designed to create that desire, that passion for IT with the up and coming generation. So, free of charge, it's all virtual. They come in, they work one on one with an instructor that gives them really good experience. We have labs, we have everything that they would need in order to master the skills. And then we actually assist them by providing a voucher that's complimentary to them to actually for the certification exam. This is really going to prepare them to step into their career. Imagine graduating high school with an IT certification under your belt. It really gives you an edge whether you want to start working or if you want to further your career, further your education in IT.
This is awesome because a lot of times when people come into our company, we're looking at their certification and it's the A plus and the repairs, and that's great. But what Charlene is talking about is Amazon Web Services. Is that's the future, and the kids they pick it up like this. And for a 17, 18-year old to come out of high school, and now when they're looking for a job, instead of going and not to put anything with people working at the mall or wherever it is, but if you could start while you're going to college with a certificate and now say to an employer, I want to work with you part-time while I go to school, and this is the training that I've had. I mean, it's going to be so much easier than working, like again, just using the mall example, but the traditional jobs where you can now go into a company where you're going to start using their skills. They're going to mold you, and then even possibly be able to keep you, depending on where you want to go and where they want you. So I think this is awesome, and it's free to juniors and seniors. And Charlene, at the end, we're going to be putting your information, but it's like a no-brainer. Like next year, when my son
Yes, he will be.
qualifies,
Yes, he will be there.
he will be there. I'm going to make sure he's there because right now he kind of does little side jobs, cutting grass and stuff like that. And I'm like, why do you want to be out in the hot sun, for $25 cutting the neighbor's grass when you can be, easily be making $15, $20 an hour with just that 6 weeks. So this is why I was just so excited to spread the message about this because it's free and it's a no-brainer. So that's awesome, Charlene.
Absolutely. And the younger generation, I think they're born with IT skills. They know how to use the phone, they know how to use the iPad. They pick it up so quickly. It's almost second nature to them. I think each generation has an edge over the previous one when it comes
Right.
to technology. And we love working with students that are coming out of high school. A lot of times, they're not sure what career path they want to take. So this is a good opportunity to give them some exposure to IT, something exciting, something fun, and you know create that passion in the next generation for IT as a career. We all consume IT, but a lot of folks don't think of IT as a career.
Right, right. And so now that we've got into the high school, now let's talk about the young adult, right? Sometimes we don't want to talk about that young adult. You know, they graduated from high school, they maybe tried college, or maybe just college is not for them. You know, I went to Broward College and did a 2 year degree. Like in what 4 year college was just I couldn't pass math 1105. Like after 1105, give me anything else and it was done. So I had to kind of shift my career. And you know, sometimes you have these young adults where they're just going through the motions. They're, again, I'll just use the mall job. They're just doing the mall job. They're going from company to company, but their career path is not. There's no clear career path. So that's also something that you can help students with. So talk about what are those students that are coming in, and give some success stories as well. And you know, also, Charlene, I want you to point out that with technology, it's not something like, you know, math, you know, either you're really good at it or you're going to hate it. But technology is something that you can actually understand the steps and rinse and repeat and rinse and repeat, and you're going to get it. So talk about
Yeah.
that as well, because sometimes people just think, oh my gosh, a computer and repairing it and you know, coding, and it's just not for me. And it's really because they don't understand it.
Yeah, yeah. So our we have programs that are super fast, boot camp style programs. We have a 9 week program and an 18-week program that's designed for young adults, and really gets them on their way to seeing that they can actually earn, good money in IT. Now, the bootcamp style is really cool because it allows them to become immersed in the technology, actually, practice hands on. And then what we also do is at the end of the program, we work with them to assist with placing them into IT jobs. So, for me, it was the same. I went to college and I was like, oh, why do I have to take this statistics class?
Mhm.
Why am I studying anthropology? I just want to get to what I'm studying, right?
Right.
So, what we found is that these bootcamp style programs really zeroes in and targets the key skills that folks would need so that they can really understand, the nuts and bolts of technology. Our programs cover a variety of certifications that are being offered, and it's designed that way intentionally because IT is such a vast field, and as I mentioned before, it touches on every industry. So this is really to give the basic level exposure and to prepare for entry level jobs so that, you can then decide which pathway you want to take when it comes to an IT career. So 9 weeks, we cover A plus, CompTIA A plus, CompTIA Net plus, and CompTIA Security plus. This is designed for someone who wants to go down the IT support or network support pathway. And then we have an 18-week program, which also covers those three certifications, but then expands it into cloud. So we have AWS, we also have Microsoft Azure. So it gives a little more meat, a little bit of cybersecurity. Again, very quick, very intense, live instruction
Mhm.
with instructors, and you really get to interact with the technology. So once you get into the workplace, it's not something that's not, unfamiliar to you. You are actually familiar with, you know, navigating those types of devices, networks, etc.
Wow. So you hear that, guys? No 2 year, no 4 year. In a matter of a couple of months, you go in, you go through the boot camp, and it's going to be intense. And, you know, but it gives you that foundation so that when you now go in with your resume to these places, and of course with your job placement, you're going to at least be able to start with the basics and more, because AWS is pretty complicated. And for you guys to, like, you know, hey, how to add users, how to create a virtual environment, and tell us some of the success stories that you've had with students that did not know technology. They were kind of just like, hey, I'm 20, 21 years old. I'm not sure what I'm going to do in my life. and now they come into your program, and what happened then?
Yeah, so we have been able to make quite an impact over the past few years. As a matter of fact, we have placed just under 400 students in IT careers since
Wow.
COVID hit. So, a lot of folks think it's going to be tough. Yes, it is. It's a rigorous program, but if you apply yourself and you really focus, it can be done. We do have a lot of support here with workshops that help you to understand areas that you may need a little more help with. And our faculty are practitioners. They understand, the ups and downs of trying to learn a new skill. So they work with you. And, we've had quite a few students who have been successful. Like I said, just under 400 students that have actually been placed in IT careers since COVID has hit.
That's awesome because
Mhm.
a lot of my peers when I was going to school, and they weren't getting the whole math thing, and but their trajectory was to get into computer science, and then what did they do? Just give up, and that was it, And then luckily with my professor, we worked around it and says, okay, let's just change your degree and let's go. So that's awesome. And we did have someone a comment, and let me just do a reset here. This is the Miami Business Leaders Group. Thank you everyone for listening, where we are collaborating. We see a lot of likes, a lot of loves. Thank you for that. Charlene, we did have someone, Sarah. She wanted to know the second portion. So we talked about the one for the high schools, and that was completely free. The second portion is you don't have to go into details, and of course they can contact you and the school. But what is the cost for that? Not the entire cost, but is that part of the program, or is it like financial aid, or how does that work?
Yes, so we have several funding options. Students can receive scholarships through Career Source, so
Okay.
we do assist with that as well. And we also have other funding options that are available to students. So you can visit our website, careerinweeks.com, and you would be able to see all of the funding options that students can, utilize. Um, the funding options are available based on what you qualify for, just like with any other type of
Yeah.
financial aid. But we do try to work with, you know, all types of students to ensure that they have access to these opportunities.
Awesome. So no excuses.
No excuses.
Mm-mm. You talked about career source, and I know we haven't talked about this, but one of the things that is dear to my heart are second chance offenders, where they had their past, they did something, they went to prison, jail, they paid their time, and now they're out, and because of their record, they're very limited to what they can do. And I'm not talking about rapist murders. I'm just talking about other crimes that are, that you could still have that person inside your office, and they've come better. Do you guys have a program? And sorry, I know that's an on the spot question, but is there a program for second chance offenders?
We do not have a program directly, but we do partner with several community organizations to provide training for them that
Mhm.
serve that population.
Okay.
So we do partner with OIC, we do partner
Okay. Oh, I
with,
see. Yep. Mhm.
yes, and we do partner with the Urban League.
Okay.
So we do support those populations indirectly through our partners.
Yeah, because the reason I mention it is I was at a networking event, and someone was speaking about the unemployment rate and how you had an entire pool of the second chance that if the HR managers say, look, they did this 15, 20 years ago, maybe it was a marijuana, and now their record is shot, so to speak. And that's one thing that we could have also, when we did the promotions, is if you have a second chance and you are that, and you're limited to where you can work, but or even go, this may also be something to consider as well, because with technology, minus some industries, it doesn't matter. I've hired people that has criminal records, as long as it wasn't like finance fraud or anything like that.
Right.
But I've hired people, and they were great, and they were actually better than the others because they knew that this was going to be their chance. Like, look, this guy, he trusted me. He knew that, I had a rap sheet, so to speak. And so if you're listening to this, indirectly with New Horizons, you should look into that as well, because I guess if as long as you qualify, or you can definitely talk to them about that as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, yeah. I strongly believe in providing opportunities for everyone that needs a second chance. And there are a lot of people as well that they tried one career path. Maybe they've been at it for 10, 15, 20 years or more, and they're thinking, well, I'm stuck. I'm
Right.
here to tell you you're not stuck. What we've seen with the pandemic, we've had a lot of folks that made the shift from other industries into IT, from the hospitality industry especially. And you would be surprised. A lot of the skills that you used in hospitality type jobs, customer service jobs, and other industries are very much transferable into the technical space. So we've had a lot of folks that transitioned from other types of career fields into IT as well. So there's something for everyone, whether you're just coming out of high school, you're a young adult starting off, or maybe you've been established in another career. You can definitely have a second chance in IT.
Yes, yes. So let's talk about that last one. So maybe you have a career. Maybe for me, for example, I was going to school to become a high school teacher. And as I was doing my internship, I was like, this is not for me. And I'm so glad during my internship that I realized that, and not 5 years later, wasting time and money and headaches, and then to realize that this was not for me. So no matter what the industry is, I think it's great because you already have, some type of bachelor's AA degree, and now you're coming into this to do the technology. So let's talk about that. So maybe you are in that midlife, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and you're like, you know what? I want to try something else. I want to try this technology. We just had someone here write, a Facebook user that says, due to the rise of AI tech, the technology industry is on the ground floor with possibilities and opportunities available. And that is so true, because we're not even talking about computer repair. There's computer repair, there's programming, there's AWS, there's Microsoft, there's AI, there's metaverse. There's so much stuff in technology. So don't think about technology as only cybersecurity and computer repairs and going under someone's desk with a screwdriver to take out, a memory chip. It's in endless. And also, Charlene, I'd love for you to talk about the different categories in technology as well that you guys have there. So you are that person who has a career, but you're looking to do something else. Give us some success stories on that, and some case studies.
Yeah, so I'd like to draw on a program that we partnered with the YWCA and Career Source South Florida on. It's a program designed to get more women into technology. And we had several women that participated that came from the hospitality industry. They had degrees, they were working there for several years and wanted to make a change, or were forced to make a change because of what happened with COVID. As you know, that entire
Mm-hmm.
sector, came to a screeching halt. Um, so we were able to provide them with the training. They successfully received certifications, and this is so. It's a no-brainer, but it's also so brilliant. We were able to partner them with Amadeus. For those of you who don't know what Amadeus is, if you have ever booked any type of travel online, the engine behind that is Amadeus. So they support a lot of the technology that's used to book hotels, flights, you name it. And they were able to take that hospitality background, marry it with tech, and now enter a whole new world where they're serving in a technology capacity with their hospitality background for a company that is driven by technology and supports the IT sector. So really, really great success stories there for those ladies. Um, Also, in that group, we had some folks that had a medical background, and I'm happy to report that one of the ladies actually now works with CVS in a technology capacity. So she was able to marry her previous allied health medical background to
Mm,
IT and now serve in an IT capacity at a company like CVS. So, the opportunities are endless. I think every quarter there's a new type of tech. You have Bitcoin, you have the
mhm,
metaverse. There's femtech that's designed to support women's health. So many possibilities. And yes, when you think technology, please don't think of the guy that's under the desk putting the cables together. That is just one small part of IT. There are so many opportunities that are available. Cloud computing
mhm.
is huge. If you're into project management, there's a whole IT project side that you can get into. If you like data and you did really well in your statistics class in college, you can get into data analytics. I saw someone talking about AI. That's another area as well. And let's not forget about the Internet of Things. Everybody has, Alexa, your Ring doorbell that alerts you. You have all your smart devices in your home, smart devices, self-driving cars. All of this is technology. So there's something for everyone in tech, and we try to help folks to actually get those basic skills so that they can have a good understanding of a broad field, and then encourage you to continue to advance your training, advance your skills into other areas as you decide which specialty in tech you want to get into.
Awesome. Thank you. Yes. And, we touched a little on women in tech. I think the statistic is about 24% of women are in tech, which is a very, very small number. And,
Absolutely.
and again, I think the stereotype is, you have to carry heavy equipment and you have to be in these server rooms. And, technology is very flexible because a lot of times some of these task that you have to do doesn't have to be 9 to 5. So if you're maybe an at-home mother, or you have to pick up, like for example, our school, I don't know why they make it like this, but the school is from 8:30 to 2:30. It's like, who gets off of work
Up
at
to
2:30
Tuesday.
that you can then just go pick up your kids? Like, why don't you just make it till 5, or something like that? So if you're in those scenarios where we are in my household, and you're like, I want to do something, but who's going to hire me for 4 hours? Technology is tasks. Like, there could be one big project, and they need a developer for this. They need a IT, a cybersecurity. They need all of these different things, and you can just be part of that one task for that bigger project. So don't be discouraged on that. And companies are looking. I was on another podcast and listening to it, and companies are kind of like, we need more women in tech. So if you have 5 applications, and if they're doing like some type of point system, and of course they still have to be qualified, but they
Yes,
get more points because the company is intentionally trying to be diverse and have a diverse group of people. So if you're listening to this and you're a woman or you have a daughter, again, it's just all of those age groups. It's like there is a demand for technology because there's not enough labor, and then you're getting incentivized to apply and to do this career. So definitely that is great. So as we start to wrap up, what have we not talked about, Charlene, that you wanna go over?
yeah. So I would say for anyone that's listening, you can definitely reach out to us. We do have representatives that help you with your career planning to determine, what pathway is best for you. So again, you can go to our website, careerinweeks.com, and you can find information there about our 9 week and our 18-week programs. And if you have someone that's in high school that's interested in the scholarship, you can also find information there as well. And we also have information about our Women in Tech programs for women that are looking to get into technology. And ladies, technology is a great field for you to get into. Sorry, Andre, but I have to say this: statistics have proven that women are better multitaskers. So
I agree with you. I'm not. You can talk to the guy in charge, or you can talk to the woman who knows what's going on. So
right,
our company has a 55%. All my leadership
awesome,
is women. Like
congrats.
so, like I'm hands off, and Yoli, Betty, Danielle, Roa, they're running the company. I'm just trying to not be in the way.
Yeah, so it's really good as Andre mentioned earlier. If you're a mother, it provides you with that flexibility to be able to have the work-life balance as well. Because as he mentioned, some of the jobs are task-oriented. You have that flexibility where some of the opportunities as well allow you to work from home. And you can work from any location. A lot of the stuff that's done is remote. You can be working here in South Florida for a company that's in Europe or Asia. The opportunities are endless. So I encourage everyone to check us out. Like I said, we have multiple opportunities available for everyone. And don't be afraid of technology. You would be surprised of how much you know if you have a smartphone or other devices, smart devices at your home. You're already using technology, so why not use it in a way that you can earn a good living. So
Absolutely. Awesome. So, and for those of you that may be driving or listening to the podcast and not seeing the actual information for Charlene, I'm just going to go ahead. Well, go ahead, Charlene. Go ahead and give out the phone number and then your email address, please.
yes, so you can reach us at 754-212-3910. Again, 754-212-3910. And if you want to reach out to me directly, my email address is cpou@nhflorida.com. Again, cpou@nhflorida.com.
Thank you so much, Charlene, for your time. We definitely have to do this again, especially for next summer, so that way because we know there's a deadline for that coming soon. So if someone's listening to this on the replay, and then if you guys have any other programs coming up that you want to go ahead, the seat is always open here at the Mining Business Leaders. And for our audience, thank you everyone for participating. I saw a lot of likes on the different pages. Please share this, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the Mining Business Leaders. As I mentioned in the earlier, it was created as a safe place, because a lot of times you'll listen to these podcasts and all it is advertising. It's not giving value. And what you heard today, of course, yes, call up New Horizon, call up Charlene, but it was still information that you can now give a nugget to, that of someone that you may know, and say, hey, did you know about this? And whichever direction you go, but it's giving that information. And that's why the Miami Business Leaders was created. It is because there's no advertising, there's no sponsorship. It's just giving information, as if when I was my age, I would have wanted it, and we're just now paying it back. So thank you, everyone, and we will see you soon for our next episode here in the Miami Business Leaders. I am Reginald Andre with ArcSolver Cybersecurity and IT Support. Bye.